Hey fellow Dadpreneurs, Adam Dukes here, and in this video it's going to be a step-by-step tutorial from start to finish using GetResponse, the email service provider. Now if you've been in the online marketing space for longer than 37 seconds, you've likely heard the money is in the list. It's absolutely true. Your email list, your email database, call it whatever you want, is the absolutely most important. It's the most valuable asset with your online business. It's something that you should start building from day one. Day one, you start your business, start building your email list, and never stop building your email list. That should be arguably one of your main focal points, whatever you want to call it, in your online business is building up your email list. It is an asset. Tip number one here, as you can see, it's something you control. A lot of people build audiences on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or TikTok or LinkedIn or Medium or Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. And any of those platforms can take you away at a moment's notice without any warning. I've had quite a few people actually on Twitter in the last 6 months get completely wiped out their account. A lot of them will get it back, but it's usually a fight with Twitter. But you don't want to build your business on someone else's land. So you want to build your email list because it's something you control. So that's one thing. It provides a tremendous ROI. There's a stat out there. I've seen anywhere from like $38 to $1 spent up to about $44. This stat that I found from the DMA last year in 2019 was $42 return for every dollar spent on email marketing. So it provides a tremendous ROI, or it can provide a tremendous ROI if you're doing it the right way, I should say. It's not a guarantee. It's going to be better than Facebook, Instagram, blogging, anything else you do. Your email marketing is going to be your biggest, should be, if you're doing it the right way, should be the biggest profit driver in your online business. Number three is ultimate leverage. Let's say you have a database of people who know you, who like you, who trust you, and you're launching a new business, you're publishing a book. You can reach out for content ideas, market research, hiring. There are a number of different things you can leverage your email database, not just sending out emails to make sales, but there is a lot of other things you can do with it and use that as leverage for so many other parts. A lot of people don't think it in that way. They just think of it more of to earn money. But like I said, these are 4 or 5 different ideas. There are several others. And then the last, but certainly not least, it is an asset. It's an asset to your business. When you sell your business, your database is going to be part of your business sale, and depending on how large your database, how engaged, how profitable it is, it can increase the value of your company. But it's also an asset for you. You can set up automated emails, which we're going to do in this video, that will run for you 24/7, 365. You can set up, I have email sequences that I set up years ago that are still running. Now, I recently switched from ActiveCampaign to GetResponse just a few short weeks ago, for 3 reasons. ActiveCampaign was a bit too much for me. They have like CRM and all these other capabilities. I didn't need any of that. I don't like their email editor. That was another reason. And they're not friendly, affiliate marketing friendly. So that was another reason that I left and went to GetResponse. And I've been with ActiveCampaign since 2014. So I've been with them for a long time. But I'm liking what I'm seeing with GetResponse. Like I said, I've been using them for about 3 weeks, and my absolute number one feature that I absolutely love that I knew about, but I didn't know how much I was going to lean on it, is the 24/7 chat support. That is a game changer. It is so nice to be in an email provider and you're using it. You run into an issue and reach out to someone and get real-time help like that. Not in a few hours, not the next day, not filling out some form and waiting. You get instant help. That's my favorite feature by far. And I'm like, why didn't I leave ActiveCampaign a long time ago? Because theirs is an instant. They do have chat support, but a lot of times it's busy, or they're high volume, and it usually takes 3 to 5, sometimes even more hours to get back to you. And that's very, very frustrating, because when you're in the middle of doing something, you want a solution right then and there. You don't want to wait 5 hours. You're in the middle of doing something. So that is one reason I really, really like GetResponse. So what we're going to do is set up a whole email campaign, or not a whole one, a partial one. I'm going to show you how to set it up. Here. So here is, let's open up GetResponse here. So here is the pricing. Recently, I think last April of 2019, they added funnel capabilities, webinars, payment forms, or payment processor, I should say. I have not used the funnel capabilities. I've talked to like two two friends of mine who said it's not quite there yet. But I'm sure it will be at some point. So I don't use the funnel capabilities. I just use the email I use the email and the email automation. But here's the basic pricing, the $15, $49. That's for kind of the whole suite of tools, the webinar funnels, the regular funnels. So you get 5 sales funnels at the $49 plan. Like I said, I don't use the funnel plan. If you want to try it out, it's a free 30-day trial. Try it out, see if you like it. If you like it, use GetResponse for your funnels. I use Symboli. That's what I like using because it's a website builder. It's also a funnel builder. You can white label it. It's also a CRM. It's kind of an all-in-one tool with the exception of email service provider. So let's log into my GetResponse account. So here is the dashboard. As you can see, I used GetResponse probably 5 or 6 years ago. So I'm pretty new to GetResponse. I'm still on the free 30-day trial, and I left this up here on purpose for the purpose of this video because I want to show you I'm only 21 days into using the damn thing, and I got quite a bit of work done. And I'm no email expert. I'm certainly not a GetResponse expert, but I've learned it over the last 3 weeks by getting into it, but also by, like I said, reaching out to this chat support right here, clicking start the chat. 95% of the time I had someone someone instantly. The other 5%, I think I had to wait maybe 30 to 60 seconds. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful feature, and I have leveraged the shit out of it in the last 3 weeks. I almost feel like I should pay a year in full for how much time I've spent with chat support asking them questions. Not that it's confusing, it's just they have different, their setup is different from ActiveCampaign. So I'm so used to using ActiveCampaign, so coming over to GetResponse, I don't know where certain things are. So anyway, so here is the dashboard. So you can go down, there's a little plus sign. If you move out my video here, there's a little plus sign. You can kind of customize your dashboard. There's all kinds of different things you can add. Pretty cool. I just kind of got some basic ones here. New contacts, workflow. I don't even know why this one. I think this is by default. And then newsletter stats. So I can kind of just check out my latest newsletter. Had a 18% open rate, 1% click-through rate, not that good click-through rate. But so this is the overall dashboard. This is the menu item. So email marketing, autoresponders, automation. So autoresponders is sending out email sequences. I don't use autoresponders. I use the automation, and we'll go into that in here in a second. If you're doing webinars, this is for the $49 a month plan. They call it an auto funnel. The sales funnel builder is the auto funnel. Landing page, forms, and surveys, and then looks like Facebook ads is in beta. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a list, and then we can create list here, and let's say demo. The underscore, they don't allow spaces. Demo YouTube, we'll call it. Create. We'll add 1, 2, 3. Oh, you can't do, that's right. You can't do capital letters. Demo YouTube, we'll hit create. Now we're going to use the foolproof profits. That's what the email system I'm going to be setting up in. I just want to show you how simple it is to create a list. That is it. You create the list like that. As you can see, the foolproof profits is the list I created yesterday, but that's where we're going to be building out the emails. I have them all, the email sequence written out in Google Drive. I recommend writing them out in Google Drive and then copying and pasting them. There's been several times over the years where I've been writing an email, being 3/4 of the way done of the email, and hitting backspace or Control-Alt-Delete purely by accident, and I lose the email, and it can be extremely frustrating. So that is why I try to write them all in Google Drive. I'm not perfect with it, but it makes it just very easy. I have it on record right here. I can put them in order, and then it's just copy and paste. So we create the list here. So what we're going to do is create an email. So we go up to create here. We want to create a newsletter. So if you want to create a landing page, you could go here, create newsletter. These are, I'm not sure the difference between these two. One-time emails and the new creator. Design your messages with more ease and convenience. You could create a funnel, create a form, create an autoresponder. I'm just going to create this top newsletter here. We're going to, you can do that source editor or the drag and drop. This is obviously much easier. Do the drag and drop email editor. So what we're going to do is our linked list. That is the list we just created. But again, I'm going to use the foolproof profits list. And then message name. So what I do is I call it email number 1, and then I'm going to grab the welcome, or just the subject line, and I'm going to go over here and click next. And now they have a bunch of different templates. They have 20 or 30, if not more, different templates, different kind of categories. 99.9% of the time, if not 100% of the time, I just start from scratch and I start with a blank template. I just like white email with black text. That's what most internet marketers do. If you're going to like an e-commerce shop, you're going to want to make it, you could pretty it up a bit. So what you can do is just kind of drag and drop these certain blocks, they're called. So again, 90% of the time I use text block. Occasionally I'll use an image if I attach like a GIF, something along those lines. But I'll go here, and then I'll just go back, and I am just going to copy this first email. Right into here. And so I'm going to highlight everything, and then you can change the text here. I like just doing Arial font, so I change the font. If you wanted to change the size, you could do that. Change the color, you could do that, and kind of adjust it all here. Very similar to Microsoft Word or Google Drive. I'm going to kind of just, unfortunately, it doesn't copy and paste over the styles or the styling, the bold and things like that. So I just kind of go back through. And what this is they're requesting access to Foolproof Profits. It's a affiliate all-in-one business. Got it right here. If you want to check it out, it's totaldads.com/start. It's completely free. And here is kind of page 1. It is a mini course. It's an affiliate marketing business in a box. You can copy my exact funnel, yourself. So it's a welcome video, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and then they kind of just go through and watch these videos, download certain things, order their domain, things like that. So that's what we are promoting. So they opted in, and then I am writing them emails to get them to come back and check out the training to make sure they set up their funnel. Again, if you want to check it out, it's totaldads.com/start. It'll be the first link down in the description. So go through it. I'll kind of just go through and make sure the styling. So I have a link right here. So I'm going to be sending the people back to this main page here. So I'm going to copy the URL. And I'm going to look for the business in a box. So I'm going to highlight that. Go to this little chain link here. Hit OK. And I think I might have it one other spot. This is kind of a longer email. It's the welcome email. I'm kind of explaining who I am, adding a little personality to it, a little style, a little flair to it. Here it is again. I'll add the link. I like to add some, when these longer emails, I try to add in some bold, some underline, italicize, just to so it breaks up the text a little bit, so they can cut in, you know, a longer email people are going to skim through, so I want to highlight some of the important parts that will catch their eye. Proven strategies and proven to sell products. Underline. That looks like it's it. What about you? And that'll be it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to drag this down. We're going to go down to the Save As right below the video here, and we are going to save it as a draft for right now. We're not going to publish it. I'll explain why here in a minute. And we'll click Next Step. So that's email number 1 is done. And now we're going to kind of pull up this window a bit. Go back to the Get Response. Now we're going to write email number 2, I should say. We'll hit Create Newsletter, drag and drop email editor. We'll just create 3 emails. You'll go on as many emails as you have. Again, you set this up once, and then it's working for you. And it's going to work for you, again, over and over for months and months, for years and years to come, and it's working for you 24/7, 365. So I'm going to scroll down, grab email 2, copy my subject line, click Next Step. I'll grab this email. You know what? I forgot to do something on that initial email. I typically don't ask for name in emails, but I did in this specific case, so I didn't add in the custom name. So we'll do that in this email. we will grab the block on the right hand side. We'll highlight and paste it. Highlight, we'll switch to Arial font. So what I didn't do is switch out the name. So I'm going to personalize it. So you grab this little silhouette here, personalize. And we'll do first name. I like to put a little exclamation mark. And then let me just see kind of where I am. Foolproof profit. So we'll highlight that, access it here. We'll bold. We'll do it equals, arrow, arrow sign here. We'll grab the URL. Add in the link. And I'm not going to style it much more. I'll go back through this because it's just taking too much time. And so this is email number 2. We are just going to do two emails. I didn't plan on this taking it this long. So email number 2, we'll go up to template, to draft, I apologize. Save it as the draft. Again, I'm going to explain that here in the next step. So now we have 2 emails done. We're going to go back to get response. And now we are going to set up our automation. In GetResponse, it's called a workflow. So we're going to go up to menu. We are going to click automation. And we're going to create workflow. And they have several different, so this, what a workflow is sending out emails based on behavior. So if they open this email, send them this one 27 minutes later. If they didn't open this email, send it again tomorrow at 4:30 in the afternoon. That's 2 examples. As you can see, there's probably about 25, if not 30 different templates that they have that you can follow. I'm just going to build from scratch right now and kind of show you how to build from scratch. This is really, really extremely powerful. This is how you make your money in your sleep. This is how you make money 24/7, 365. So what we're going to want to do is start the process. So we're going to call it Foolproof Profits is the name of the training. We'll hit subscribe. So we want to say subscribe to any list, not any list. We want to select a specific list. Select the list, and we will find the Foolproof Profits. And next we are going to, I'm going to move my video over here. So what I'm going to do is grab a tag. So I want to tag each lead that comes in. I'll just go like this. Assign a tag or remove a tag. You can do either or, which is pretty cool. And then we are going to select a tag. And I don't think I have one created. I do not. So we'll create one. Foolproof. I don't think you can do spaces. So Foolproof Profits. We'll click add. There we go. We got that. And now what we're going to do is send them email message number 1. So we'll connect that right there. We'll click here, select a message to send. Now what we're going to do is use message layout. So automation, this right here is an automation, a newsletter, a draft, an autoresponder, an A/B test. We created drafts. That's where we didn't publish them yet. So we're going to select draft, and then we're going to see our message right here. So we got email number 1, email number 2. For this one, we're doing email number 1. Now what it's saying is it's going to publish this as an email. It's going to take it out of draft and put it into the automation section. Click apply. And I like to color code mine. We'll change it to green. And now what we're going to do is select a condition. This is open. Now we got to remember to, not when any newsletter is open. We want to make sure when Foolproof Profits email number 1 is open. So I'll click here. We'll go here. Now it's going to be listed in under automation because we published it. It's not in drafts anymore. Automation, specific, select message. It's usually at the very bottom. Foolproof Profits. Connect the 2. So now if they have opened the email, they are going to be sent over here. And we're going to wait for a day. We're going to color code wait to yellow. Okay, like going at a stoplight, red, yellow, and green. And then if they haven't opened email number 1, what we're going to do is we are going to send them email number 1 again. Now we can send them that email 4 hours later. We could send it 24 hours later. We could send it 48 hours later. We could send it 36 hours later. We can do whatever. There's not a right or wrong. I'm not going to go too far out. I would suggest anywhere from 12 hours to maybe 36, maybe 48 hours later. I'm going to do 24 hours. So if they get this email sent and they don't open it, it's going to resend. We're going to do the same process. Change it to green. And how you change the time is click over here. And when you scroll over to the bottom, as you can see, so after some time, you can do 0, again, 3 hours, 30 minutes, whatever you wanted. So like I said, we're going to keep it at 1 day later, so 24 hours later. And then what we're going to do is take this little node thing and we're going to go connect it to wait. So we're going to send that email again a second time. After a certain amount of time, it's going to be, or after this email is sent, they are instantly sent to the wait for 1 day. And then we are going to repeat the process. So we're going to send them email number 2 down here. We'll hit select message to send. It's going to be in the draft folder. We're going to select message number 2. We're going to publish it. We'll hit apply. We'll color code this one. We will ask if the message has been opened. And you just repeat this process. So if you got 5 emails, you just repeat the process. If you got 3 emails, you just do it for 3 emails. Again, you set this up one time, and then it's working for you. This is the machine that's constantly working. So we're going to change that. By default, it goes when any newsletter is opened. We don't want that. We want specific. We'll go to automation, specific, email number 2. We will send a message over here. Connect. Resend message number 2. Change that to green. We'll add elements here. We'll grab this wait tag. We'll drag it over here. We'll connect that. We'll change the wait to yellow. Go here. And then, so that's it just over and over and over again. So I have, I think, 5 or 6 emails written out. So I'll do the rest later on. I just wanted to kind of show you how that is done. But this automation, so now you're sending each of your emails twice. Well, not necessarily twice. If the person didn't open it, they're going to get a second resend of the email 24 hours later. It just helps because email open rates on average are about 20%. So 8 out of 10 people aren't going to open that first email. So it really helps to send that email one more time to them. You could probably do it a third time if you wanted, because that's just how emails work. People just don't open their emails anymore. So that is the power of this system. There is a lot you can do. As you can see, you could add in a link clicked. If they clicked on a link in your email, you could fire off some type of an email. Maybe 30 minutes later, maybe they checked a specific page on your website, like your sales page, as an example. You could send an email 30 minutes later. Hey, do you have any questions? Hey, I noticed you were checking out this, or I noticed you checked out that. Maybe it was a blog post that you sent out about X, Y, and Z. Send them an email. Again, this is all automated. You could send an email 20 minutes after they clicked the link to the blog post. Hey, what did you think about X, Y, and Z blog post? Something along those lines. That's just kind of a random example that I'm thinking off the top of my head. But you truly are only limited by your imagination with this. There's so much you can do with this, with these automations. It's a lot of fun to kind of play around with. Again, it's set up, and then you can kind of just run these little test stuff to the side, things like that, see what's working, see what's not working. But it's really, really, really powerful. That's, and a lot of the ActiveCampaign does this, ConvertKit does this, Drip does this, Aweber, I think, does this. A lot of them do these types of things, so I'm not saying GetResponse is the only one by any means, but that is how I set up my email automation. Again, for each email, I'm going to continue doing it. And then over time, as you write email broadcasts to your list, which are just one-off emails, what you can do is take that email and then add it at the end of your funnel and just continue building out this automation sequence, continue building out. After 3 months, you might have a 25-day, an email every day. email sequence. After 6 months, it might be up to 40 days. After a year, it might be up to 60 days. You just keep building it. It's kind of like a living, breathing creature that you just keep adding to it. So that's the automation. So then what you do is come up here and save and publish. And that's it. So that automation is live. So now anytime someone opts into my Foolproof Profits funnel, they're going to get those 2 emails, and I'm going to continue adding to it. But that's it for now. Like I said, if you want to check out that Foolproof Profits, here it is right here. It's plug and play. You could download my funnels here. I do have an upgrade option if you want to invest in the upgrade option to save you a considerable amount of time. It's very affordable, and it's completely optional. You don't need it. I have all the training all right here. Again, this is like a little mini course that you can go through. Check it out down below, totaldads.com/start. Hey, if you like these types of videos, make sure you hit subscribe and click that little bell notification because I release videos twice a week for your viewing pleasure. As always, if you have comments, questions, or concerns, please drop them down below. I'll do my absolute best to answer them. If I can't answer them, I'll try to find someone who can or point you in the right direction or the right resource and get that problem solved for you. As always, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it.